Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
I know the little boy has watched him grow up around here.
A teenager from Madison County dies in a car crash.
There's a new theory about how a Central Kentucky couple ended up dead in their home. Now the coroner thinks it's a suicide gone wrong.
Plus, 3 or 4 people involved in a violent pizza store shooting answered to the charges against them. What's keeping the 4th person out of the courtroom?
WKYT News at 5:30 starts now. We will get to those stories in just a moment, but first we continue to track a breaking news alert out of Lexington. The city is now looking for a new police chief.
Late this afternoon, Mayor Jim Gray announcing he was promoting current police chief Ronnie Baston to public safety commissioner. He also announced a search committee has been formed to help select a new police chief. The council is expected to confirm Baston as the new public safety commissioner on Thursday night. Current Commissioner Clay Mason is stepping down to pursue private business opportunities. We'll have much more coming up on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. Now to our other top story, a teenager remembered today by friends and family. 18-year-old Austin Tillery of Berea was killed yesterday in a crash on US 25 near the Rockcastle-Madison County line.
The coroner tells us Tillery was driving when his car went off the road and hit a tree. WKYT Sam Smith went to Madison County and talked with those who knew Tillery. It's our top story at 5:30.
I'm told a state trooper clocked the teenagers speeding as they were heading in opposite directions here on US 25. When the trooper turned his vehicle around, he found the teenager's car wrecked along the side of the highway.
And he was approximately 2 or 3 miles from his home. You know, I would assume that he was headed home when the accident occurred.
Austin Tillery was pronounced dead at the scene. The accident happened near the Madison-Rockcastle County line. Officials say the weather yesterday and Tillery's speed played a role in his crash. They say he crossed the center line before slamming into these trees.
I know the little boy has watched him grow up around here.
Tim Saylor was there after the crash and heard the trooper calling for assistance.
When I was watching it or seeing it, Scotty was on his radio hollering for help.
Officials say Tillery was not wearing his seatbelt.
But it's bad when a little young boy loses his life, because I got 2 children of my own, and I lost my brother back in '73 when he was a young man, young boy. I feel sorry for the family. I really do.
Tillery's funeral arrangements will be handled by Lake's Funeral Home in Berea. In Madison County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And we understand that Tillery's funeral will be held on Friday.
You might want to use your raincoat this week instead of that winter jacket, or maybe both, actually. The rain continues and it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking this wet weather on the First Alert Defender. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, guys, you mentioned the chill. It is also joining the misery party out there as well. We've had a lot of rain. We continue with the drizzle and the fog and that big temperature swing. 42 Lexington, yet 36 in Covington. Look at southeastern Kentucky. Harlan, similar to yesterday, you're warmer than everybody else. We will say goodbye to those 50s into southeastern Kentucky a little later on tonight and tomorrow morning. Still another little round of some rain beginning to crank back up into southern Kentucky. I think it's the eastern part of the state that gets in on another light rainfall as we go into the overnight. Fog has been a very big problem across parts of central Kentucky over the past little bit. Here's the view outside the station on Winchester Road as we look across toward the Hamburg Pavilion area, the low clouds, the drizzle, and the low visibility. So if you're traveling this evening, just slow down and take it easy. Looking for a little break in the action, it's probably not going to happen. Nothing really showing up here on our live First Alert Defender in terms of the clouds and those showers into eastern Kentucky. The showers, though, guys, kind of just the appetizer for a bigger rain event that is on the way. We will break that down for you in greater detail when I come back here in about 10 minutes from now.
We're learning some new details about a central Kentucky couple found dead 3 months ago. Investigators in Mercer County ruled the deaths of Bruce and Glenda Knoll a murder-suicide. But the coroner now has a new theory. Jennifer Palumbo's at the live desk to tell us what it is. Jennifer, really tragic situation here.
It is, Sam. Mercer County Coroner Sonny Ransdell has wrapped up his investigation into the Knowles deaths. Police originally said on August 31st 71-year-old Bruce Knoll shot and killed his 71-year-old wife Glenda, then killed himself. But now the coroner tells us his new theory is Bruce Knoll did not intend to kill his wife. He says Glenda Knoll was on the phone with her niece when she heard a gunshot in the back bedroom of their home where Bruce Knoll was and went to check it out. The coroner believes she then tried to stop him from committing suicide and ended up getting shot and killed in the process. The coroner says Knoll then shot and killed himself. While the coroner's theory gives family members new insight into what led to the couple's deaths, it won't change the police report or death certificates. Even if Glenda Knoll's death was accidental, it is still considered a homicide. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Mercer County Coroner Sonny Ransdell says that Bruce Knoll struggled with mental health issues, including depression. 3 people charged with shooting a Danville pizza store clerk answered to the charges today. Patrick Brand, Robin Adams, and Rico Penix are all charged with first-degree robbery and first-degree assault. A 4th suspect, 16-year-old Nathaniel Sinclair Davis, was not in court today. He remains in a juvenile holding facility. The 4 are accused of going to the Danville Domino's in September. One of them opened fire on clerk Zoe Reed, whom we're told was there by herself. The 3 in court this morning had not guilty pleas entered for them. The 16-year-old was also indicted and will be tried as an adult. All 4 will be in court in January.
A man accused in a high-speed chase headed to court this morning. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Powell County. That's where Joseph Watkins is charged with leading police from one end of the county to the other on Friday. Clay City police say they tried to serve Watkins a warrant for a burglary charge. Watkins' wife tells us that he is innocent of that burglary. He thought he was helping relatives move some items out of a storage unit. Watkins' charges include burglary, resisting arrest, reckless driving, fleeing or evading, and 5 counts of wanton endangerment. He'll be back in court next Tuesday. In Rowan County, a grand jury has indicted a man for mail-order marijuana. According to the Moorhead News, 27-year-old Brian Nunn of Moorhead was indicted for trafficking in marijuana. Nunn is accused of receiving more than 5 pounds of marijuana via the U.S. Postal Service on August 1st. In Madison County, we now have surveillance photos from a violent shoplifting. Richmond police have released photos of the suspects wanted in connection for a theft that we told you about last night. Police say 2 women took items from Kohl's and left the store without paying for nearly $1,000 worth of merchandise. When a store employee tried to stop the women in the parking lot, police say one of them hit the employee several times. The suspects left in a white Ford Mustang with blue racing stripes.
Most drivers are enjoying a sharp drop in gas prices at the pumps. Regular unleaded gas in Lexington is going for $2.57 a gallon or less. Our good question that came in recently from one of our viewers: why are the prices for diesel fuel so much higher than regular gasoline? Well, there are several reasons. Diesel fuel prices have been higher really since about September of 2004. Let's start with the tax on fuel. The federal excise tax for on-highway diesel fuel is 24.4 cents per gallon. That's 6 cents per gallon higher than gasoline tax. Another way to look at it, the tax numbers today, the federal excise tax on gasoline is 0.184 per gallon. For diesel, much higher, 0.244 per gallon. So there's one reason it's higher. Also, there's a higher demand worldwide for diesel fuel, especially in Europe, China, and India, and that demand is driving up the price for everyone. And the transition to less pollution, lower sulfur diesel fuel in the U.S. That affects the diesel production. That means that big investments are being made in new technology, and this can cost billions of dollars. All of that passed on to the consumer through higher diesel prices. So there you can see the difference. Big difference. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.
A Clay County school is now out of the red and running in the black thanks to the kindness of others. Fundraising efforts helped save the Redbird Mission School. Back in 2010, the school suspended all classes for a lack of funding.
Of course, one of the most difficult periods in the history of the school, and it's been here since 1921.
Dr. Taylor Collins took on the challenge to raise money to bring the school out of the red, and this fall they raised more than $500,000 in donations.
I'm Bill Bryant. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul announces his re-election bid while also eyeing the White House. And the new state Democratic Senate leader says things will be different under his watch. The bottom line is coming up.
More than a year has passed since a Central Kentucky triple murder, and attorneys don't know when the case will go to trial. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, What's holding up the trial?
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul officially decides to run for re-election while also considering running for president.
And the state Senate has a new minority leader. WKYT's Bill Bryant sat down with him for today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Kentucky U.S. Senator Rand Paul announced his re-election bid today, but he may also be running for president in 2016, and that could make for some interesting times ahead. Kentucky law forbids a candidate from running for two offices at once. Continued Democratic control of the state House means it's unlikely that that law will be changed to make an exception for the freshman Republican senator. In his second Senate term, Paul says he hopes to trim the national debt and also get some road and bridge projects taken care of for Kentucky. He says he'll make a decision about the presidential bid by the spring. Democrats quickly criticized Paul, calling him part of the problem in Washington and accusing him of being out of the mainstream. There will only be 11 Democrats in the new state Senate, but the new leader of the party in that chamber promises to be aggressive. Ray Jones of Pikeville is the new Senate minority leader. He says his party will pay attention to education and issues facing working families.
That you're going to see with our caucus is an emphasis on stepping up to the plate for those issues and for our key constituents that in times in the past we have not done as effectively as we should have.
The Democratic leadership team also includes Senator Gerald Neal and Senator and former Kentucky Governor Julian Carroll. Some of the main topics likely to come up before the General Assembly are included in a new book that's available to the public. The Legislative Research Commission has prepared 37 issue briefs, and they're calling it Topics Before the Kentucky General Assembly. That booklet available in print or online from the LRC. The session starts January 6th. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
A three-term Republican state lawmaker says he will go after the Republican nomination for state agriculture commissioner.
State Representative Ryan Quarles made the announcement in his hometown of Georgetown yesterday. Quarles was endorsed by current Agriculture Commissioner James Comer. Democrat Jean Marie Lawson-Spann has already filed paperwork to run for the position as well.
A lot of fog and a lot of chilly temperatures across the area. Now seeing more rain increasing across eastern and southeastern Kentucky. I'll show you why that is a sign of things to come when you come back in a moment.
We're in Laurel County talking to neighbors about a wreck that killed a 6-month-old and sent a grandmother to jail.